That's as far as she got. But I ask you guys, can that girl write an interview?
She'll doodle if somebody else comes along.
I don't think it's very ethical reading other people's stuff.
Where do you get that ethics stuff? You're the only one who'll swipe any of it.
Well, I still say that anybody that can write like that ain't going to give it up permanently to sew socks for a guy in the insurance business. Now I give that marriage 3 months, and I'm laying 3 to 1. Any takers?
I'll take that bet. Hey, it's getting so a girl can't leave the room without being discussed by a bunch of old ladies. Hello, Post. Hey, get me Walter Burns, will you, please?
Oh, don't get sore, Hildy. We were only saying a swell reporter like you wouldn't quit so easy.
This is Hildy Johnson. Oh, I can quit all right without a single quiver. I'm going to live like a human being, not like you chumps. Is that you, Walter? Oh, I've got some news for you. Yes, I got the interview all right, but I've got some more important news. Yeah, perhaps you better get a pencil and take it down. All ready? Now get this, you double-crossing chimpanzee. There ain't going to be any interview and there ain't going to be any story. And that certified check of yours is leaving with me in 20 minutes. I wouldn't cover the burning of Rome for you if they were just lighting it up. And if I ever lay my 2 eyes on you again, I'm going to walk right up to you and hammer on that monkey skull of yours till it rings like a Chinese gong. Oh, so you don't know why I'm angry with you? Well, perhaps you better get Louis to tell you the story of his watch. And there's just one other little thing I want you to listen to. You hear that? That's the story I just wrote. Yes, I know we had a bargain. I just said I'd write it. I didn't say I wouldn't tear it up. It's all in little pieces now, Walter, and I hope to do the same for you someday. And that, my friends, is my farewell to the newspaper game. I'm going to be a woman, not a news-getting machine. I'm going to have babies and take care of them and give them cod liver oil and watch their teeth grow. And oh, dear, if I ever see one of them look at a newspaper again, I'm going to brain them. Where's my hat?
Hello. Hello. Oh, Mr. Burns? Yes, she's still here.
And another thing I want to... Where is my... Oh, there it is.
I'm going to tell you how it was all done. Follow me. In order to help you understand what happened, I shall need to take you through the events of the evening step by step. At the start of the evening, Yvette was here by herself, waiting to offer you all a glass of champagne. I was in the hall. I know because I was there. Then I hurried across to the kitchen. And the cook was in here, alive, sharpening knives, preparing for dinner. And then... the doorbell rang. And it was you. Yes? I asked you for your coat, and I recognized you as Colonel Mustard, and I prevented you from telling me your real name because I didn't want any of you to use any name other than your pseudonym, and I introduced myself to you as the butler, and I ran across the hall to the library. And then Yvette met you, and smiled, and poured you a drink. And the doorbell rang, and it was Mrs. White, looking pale and tragic, and I took her coat and hung it up. And I introduced Mrs. White to Colonel Mustard. Hello, hello. And I noticed that Mrs. White and Yvette flinched. Then there was a rumble of thunder and a crash of lightning. And to make a long story short... Too late! One by one, you all arrived. And then the door was struck by the cook. And we went into the dining room. And Mrs. Peacock sat here, and Professor Plum sat here, and Mrs. White sat here, and Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard. This chair was vacant. Anyway, we all revealed we'd all received a letter, and you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter, and you'd had a letter.
Get out of here!
The point is, blackmail.
All this came out after dinner in the study.
You're right.
What?
Mr. Green stood here, and Mr. Peacock here, and Miss Scarlet here, and Professor Plum here, and Colonel Mustard, and Mrs. White. I'm getting there. And Mr. Body went to get his surprise packages from the hall. And you all opened your presents. Mr. Body switched out the lights.
To classify all the bodies in the solar system, it is necessary to adopt an arbitrary set of criteria, a criteria which must also apply to the minor planets or asteroids. Let us now look at the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. The classification of this group of fragmented planetismals began in 1801 with the discovery of Ceres. Ceres, having a diameter of 955 kilometers, is found to be the largest member of several hundred sizable boulders locked in what would seem to be a merry-go-round of primordial debris from a very early phase of planetary formation. Out of over 2,000 asteroids regularly charted and observed, Ceres, due to its large size, convenient location, and availability, was found to be the perfect spot for a drinking establishment, or bar, if you will. It was named, appropriately enough, the Ceres Crossroads, and it was more often than not frequented by roughnecks and thugs. It is here where our story began, the story of how I became a father. And oh yeah, it's my birthday.
Every day and everywhere, yes! Yes, and don't you know that I love it so? For me, American astronaut, and can't you see what it means to me to be the American astronaut? And don't you know that I love it so? To be the American astronaut! Please!
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Not like here. Here everything is soft and smooth.